Of what? Fuck you, prove it! I got boxes of tapes, evidence, other documents proving it!
I can't wait to see you explain this to a jury, you fucking cocksucker. This is gonna be fucking fun.
I told you I had evidence.
Just fucking kill me.
I am killing you.
10 days ago, I released a video called the Emergency Broadcast System, Operation Skytrap 8 days ago. These were experiments to trap bots, and it worked. Now, I didn't get them all, didn't snare them all, because I didn't leave it up long enough, but I left it up long enough to prove the point. Now, creating the illusion of a human being, AI posts online, comment sections, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, anywhere. The purpose is to blend in. And if the artificial personality can blend in, then it begins to inject political or social narratives, if that's the purpose of the sock puppet. Some of them are just to attack certain ideas, certain channels. What they do is they go out and they purchase a YouTube channel that already exists. Now, you may think that is crazy sounding. And I've already heard from people that thought that was just weird. Where do you purchase a YouTube channel? But it's as simple as going into Google and typing YouTube channel for sale, and they're right there. Now, you can choose from Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and you can buy them with under 10,000 followers, 10 to 50,000 followers, 50 to 100,000, 100,000 to 250,000, all the way up to 1 million and more, right? So most of them have very low numbers, but they were created a long time ago, and it creates the illusion that this is an existing human being. So you can sort it by price and see that there's somebody with a million followers, 782,000, but they don't buy those. They buy the cheap ones. So let's go to cheap. Most of them with 2,000 followers or whatever are being bought up. Here's one with 580 followers for sale, right? So this is what they're doing. And I have screen caps of people talking about this that I found, where people are saying, hey, look, I've got this channel ready to go. What should I pick the content on? It's already got 2,000 followers. So they are buying them and doing this. And luckily, I screen capped that when I got it. I will put that in another video. It's on another hard drive. But this is how they're doing it. This is what they're doing. Now, when they start these Google accounts or buy them, they have access to email. It says in these for sale ads that it comes with the email. So it begins to create a contacts list as well with information. And it can email you back and forth. It can be very convincing. I mean, this can go so far as to being able to text people. So what they will do is they will take things from the cloud, downloading videos that can be used to create illusions, driving in a car, going for a walk, where you can't see the person a lot of the time. And they will speak over that as if they are in the car. And you can tell with a lot of them by the AI or the fake voice that they are not in a car. They are not walking. Some of them are better than others, but some of them are real bad. You can tell that the person is not in the car, not walking, just by the acoustics of the voice. It's a new illusion. And what changed in the past couple of years where, deepfakes were very, almost military. Like the Adam L video that I did that I couldn't release on YouTube and I had to release it on BitChute and other channels. The Adam L video was before deepfakes, but when you slow it down, you can tell that it is a deepfake. It's very old. It's from like 2012, but it is fake. It is not a real video. But people didn't know about that shit then. It was years before, average people had access to that kind of deepfake ability. So you can tell that that one was an operation. But they are doing that now with a lot of channels. In fact, there was one very popular audit channel that released face reveal, right? Started another channel and it says face reveal, and only one other person got it and put like, LOL, what software are you using? Because they knew by looking at it that it wasn't real. But deepfakes are changing in a way that A lot of personalities now online are going to be completely and totally fake. So all it takes is going to, this person does not exist, having it generate a face, having the AI study that face, and then using it as a composite to basically sock puppet that person to say whatever you want. And you might go, wow, that sounds crazy. But let's check this out. What you do is you just use a face as a composite, right? So you could make one literally on this person does not exist. Scan it and then sit next to it and sock puppet the face. Check it out.
To recognize patterns in speech and movement. Introduce a new element like someone else's face or voice.
And that's how a lot of these are being done. They're being done by somebody sitting next to it and just sock puppeting a face that does not exist. So be on guard. There are channels out there that are using faces that aren't real. And I'm telling you that for a fact. There's one channel out there that I actually took a clip of it that looked really suspect to me and sent it in and didn't hear back from the first company. They would not respond. So I sent it to another company and paid for it that time. This was a while back. And it wasn't that much. Basically, over 90% that it was a deep fake. You know, influencers are going to be the same people that were running television. We lived through the renegade years, the Wild West years of the internet. And now it is becoming no different than television. They're taking it back over. Like it had gone on long enough and people's opinions began to change on things. And they can't have that. They're already in there injecting and influencing and doing crazy shit. You know, and some companies listen to their customers' criticism. So AI can even inject bad or even weaponized ideas in mass. And of course, this would need to be programmed in a specific manner for specific bots. But everything in AI is programmed and censored. All AI is programmed by a human being and adopting that human being's biases, social views, political views, racial views. You know, AI is merely what is put into AI. Here's the story of the dude that freaked out and then hijacked a school bus because he wanted to go home. And, you know, you see these bot comments here, but pressure must have got to him. Glad everyone on the bus. It's always this very strange view. And I see this more and more. It's like a robot. Pressure must have got the best of him. And that's a narrative. That's the mental health narrative right there. Pressure must have got the best of him. Glad everyone was safe on the bus. He's going to be in more trouble now. Like, nobody talks like that, dude. Nobody. But there's Irvin Green telling you that the pressure must have got to him. What are you talking about? That's a bot. Here's another one talking about the same subject. I'm sure there's more to this story. He may have snapped, or something may have happened for him to take such drastic actions. Yeah, I would say it's pretty obvious. But do you see how the narrative is injected in there? He may have snapped. That's important because that is what this shit is pushing. Just like Mr. Ballin. Mr. Ballin is pushing mental health now like a motherfucker. What is his angle? Is he getting paid? Or is Mr. Ballin a deep fake? You know, the guy John Allen may exist, but they may be paying him to use his face. How do we know? I'm just saying, how do we know now? And injecting a narrative really works. Pressure must have got to him. Do you remember 9/11? And I'm sure you do. Do you remember the Harley guy from 9/11? Many of you don't. Here is Harley guy. He's wearing a Harley Davidson t-shirt. That's why people call him the Harley guy. Let's listen to him talk about 9/11, the morning that it happened. Let's listen to it.
Witness. Dude, I live on the 43rd floor of a building which is 5 blocks from the World Trade Center itself. I witnessed the entire thing from beginning to end.
People talk about how it looked like a movie. I know when I came walking down here early this morning and saw both towers on fire and people on every street corner, it was like a movie, but you watched the planes hit the towers.
I was watching with my roommate. It was approximately several minutes after the first plane had hit. I saw this plane come out of nowhere and just ream right into the side of the Twin Tower, exploding through the other side. And then I witnessed both towers collapse, one first and then the second, mostly due to structural failure because the fire was just too intense.
Did you hear that? Let's listen again.
Mostly due to structural failure because the fire was just too intense.
Mostly due to structural failure because the fire was just too intense. He knew that on the morning of 9/11. The narrative, the NIST report, how it was going to turn out, what the government was going to say officially happened.
First and then the second, mostly due to structural failure because...
Mostly due to structural failure. He knew that, this guy in the Harley Davidson shirt that happens to be a freelance guy for Fox News, right? Amazing. But it works. Narrative injection works. I don't comment really online at all. I've probably commented a handful of times in my life. But if you do, you have spoke with a bot, 100%. Back and forth with a bot that is not real. They are everywhere. And they invade certain channels. It seems certain subjects, and once a person gets so many subscribers, the bots invade. But especially subjects like mine, they are heavily invaded by bots. Heavily. And it will sound like you're talking to an insane person. A lot of the times they will skip over things that you've said and just ask another question. Or, a myriad of different things that look totally inhuman. You do have moles and bots. There is a difference. And I like how people are now trying to skip everything and saying, don't say I'm a bot. I'm not a bot. Nobody said that you were a bot. There are moles too, hiring hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people that have signed hardcore non-disclosure agreements to get out there and inject ideas or fight with people over stuff. So keep that in mind. This is a serious problem now. And speaking of Mr. Ballin type internet fuckery, missing persons mysteries totally changed a few weeks ago with no warning, completely. All the videos vanished, and then new ones started popping up. The newest one just being 3 weeks ago. So if you pay attention to the old missing persons mysteries, they began to push the mental health narrative, talking about it in every video. I've talked about this before in other videos, that all these channels began to push the mental health narrative that they are trying to push through. And it is dangerous as fuck. So here they are. Someone either bought it or took it over, and they zapped it and started uploading new content. Now this will be even more sterilized than the last one, probably with lots of mental health and other type of messages in this, because that is the big trip right now. Now there's a video that I found just poking around recently. The title is, "This is what the surface of Venus sounds like." And it says a sound recording from 1982. And it's put out by V101 Space. So I went and I checked it out.
And drill into the Venusian ground to analyze the dry, black, rocky soil that they landed upon.
Now turn this up when you're listening for a second. And all I'm going to say before I play it, this has had 5.4 million views. But fuck, man, clean the shit out of your ears. 5.4 million views, and no one called this out. Listen, you can hear talking in this video. Here we go. Okay, so you heard it. There's talking in that. And I'm not talking about pareidolia or whatever these people want to come out and say. There is talking in there, and I could hear it in that. So to prove my point, I took the audio and I got rid of some of the noise. Let's check it out. Now, this has nothing to do with the shape of the earth, so leave that out of this. This is all about showing that NASA and these other organizations are full of shit. There is no reason to have two-way communication on a probe that went to Venus. So before you go opening your mouth, remember that. I'm going to play part of it. There is clearly communication going on. that is human being, it's communication. Let's go here real quick. Let me play part of this. And it never shuts up. It is talking the entire time. Not back and forth. The entire time. On Venus. Now let me show you a key piece of this. A voice comes in here. It sounds like it says, maybe California. It is higher than the lower garble. And if you can't hear that, you need to clean the shit out of your ears. I can't believe that 5.4 million people listened to that audio on that video and did not hear this. Let me boost it up a little bit. Sounds like it says maybe California. I'll play California. What is the excuse this time? Because I've heard it all. Here's how it doesn't shut up. It just keeps talking and talking and talking. I am going to play a 30-second clip of this that has been really compressed. So check it out. That's not pareidolia or any bullshit. Those are human voices, not alien voices, not little green men. Those are human voices speaking English. So remember that when you're listening to this space shit. This is not the first time I've done this with other space audio. There are human voices in the noise. So did this come from space? Or was this a signal pointed at Venus saying, oh, we recorded Venus? But it also caught this signal all through it. Remember that. And that's it for now. Look out for Charlie.
Come on, do it!
Come on, do Nazi stuff.
Yeah, why won't he do the Nazi stuff?
Look out for Charlie.